While the antique sewing machine community is divided between those that say a machine should never be restored, regardless of its condition, and those who think it's all right to do so, the one thing they all agree on is that if it is going to be restored, it should be done using the techniques and materials as much as possible that were originally used to decorate it. This creates two problems for my current project, an 1875 American Model 1 sewing machine. First, instead of decals, this machine was embellished with hand-drawn 24-karat gold filigree, an art form many machine restorers may not have. Second, because much of the original Japan finish was compromised, the machine had to be repainted with gloss black enamel. The reason this is a problem is that the gold leaf originally used didn't stick to the baked lacquered Japan finish, but it does to all modern enamels. In fact, it sticks to them better than the size or glue used to mount the gold leaf. This means something has to be used to prevent the gold from sticking where it's not wanted, yet doesn't prevent the size from doing its job. Here's how I do it. Start by masking off everything except the work area. A full-size print of the design to be used, taped close to the work area, acts as a design guide. Next, brush a very light layer of talcum powder over the area to be worked. Then, using a clean brush, wipe off almost all of that. You just want a real thin layer. This is what will keep the gold leaf from sticking to the new enamel finish. Next, set up a surface for your writing hand to rest on. This makes it easier to draw smooth lines. Dip a glass pen into gold size and trace out the design to be used on the work area. I like glass pens because they hold a lot of size and their round tip draws the same diameter line no matter which direction they're moving. Once you're done, let the size dry. This can be anywhere from a few minutes to over an hour, depending on what type of size you're using. The size will turn from milky to clear when it's ready, but should remain tacky and good to use for at least an hour after that. Now comes the tricky part, applying the gold leaf. I recommend using only 24-karat real gold leaf. This is what would have been originally used, or its 24-karat shell gold equivalent, but that's an entirely different subject in itself. As hard as gold leaf is to work with, real leaf has a luster no artificial leaf can duplicate. Better still, it'll never tarnish or fade, so 100 years from now, it should look as good as it does when it's brand new, assuming it hasn't been worn away by then. Pick up a piece of gold leaf by rubbing your leafing brush against your arm to build up a static charge. Place it on the leaf and pull away just a small piece. It's a lot easier to work small sections than one big one at once. Apply the leaf to the size and continue working one small area at a time until the entire piece is covered. Once the design is completely covered, use a soft poncing brush to lightly brush away all of the extraneous pieces to reveal the gold design. Now, there may be some spots that aren't completely covered. They can be resized and more leaf applied to fix them up. If you get gold that sticks to some of the enamel in spite of the talc, go ahead and use a very fine brush with some black gloss enamel and just cover those up and you'll never be able to see them. Repeat this process for all the areas to be restored. Let the size stabilize for 24 hours. Wipe away any remaining talc using a soft, damp cloth. Let it dry, then protect it with a couple layers of shellac. Restoring hand-drawn gold filigree like this is challenging, but it looks great, and it has several advantages over decals. It's much faster because making 24-karat gold decals is an unbelievably time-consuming occupation. The size and gold leaf are so thin, they don't leave ridges like decals do that have to be French polished out. Most importantly, it retains the slight imperfections that characterize all hand-drawn filigree as it was originally done 144 years ago in this case. I'd like to close with a few suggestions. First, before ever starting to work on a real machine, I recommend practicing on a sheet of metal that's been painted with black enamel. Use size and the pen you plan to use to develop the skill you need so that the project comes out pretty good. Second, and very importantly, study whatever artwork is remaining on your machine so that you can capture the style and the flavor the original artist used so that your restoration is as accurate as possible. Finally, experiment with your own techniques to develop those that work best for you. And that's it. Well, as you can see, I have a lot of work to do to finish this restoration, so I better get busy. When it's done, I promise to post a video of the completed machine. Until then, I hope you'll stop by my main website at waynesthisthandthat.com for hundreds of other articles. As always, thanks for watching.